This week, we take a quick moment to reflect on the holiday season as I give you my top 5 favorite Christmas movies and Christmas TV show episodes. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billie Taylor, and this week, as we're all celebrating the holiday season, whatever that looks like for you and your family, we are kind of going through the swing of things. We're a little bit busy. We're in different states right now, doing different things with our families, but I wanted to take a quick minute to stop and talk about some of my favorite Christmas movies and Christmas TV show episodes. I'll throw in a few honorable mentions here that didn't quite make my top favorite list, and I even talk about a fun book at the end. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump right into my list. Let's start with my top 5 favorite Christmas movies. Now, we all know there's the classics like Home Alone and Elf and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and The Grinch and all these. So obviously those are great ones that I have to watch every year, but here's my big list of must-watch movies every year. The first one on there, this is a new-ish one. It's Rise of the Guardians. That's such a fun one. It's animated, and I got more into it since I've had kids of my own, and I just love watching it. It's pretty great seeing, Santa kind of as this warrior-type figure. And I love the way they handled Jack Frost, and of course Chris Pine's amazing. Let's see, the next one on my list, one of those old classic stop-motion films, The Year Without Santa Claus. Out of all of that list of those movies, that's my favorite one. I love the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser, and I just love the music. It's a fun must-watch every year. Next on my list is gonna have to be the Santa Claus trilogy. Now, I know the first one's the best one, the second one's not bad, and the third one, it is what it is. But I love watching it as a set. Even for a side note, I'll even say that I like watching the Santa Clauses, the Disney Plus series that goes along with those, with my kids and my wife. But yeah, that's the next one on my list. Number 2 on my list is Batman Returns, and I will argue to the death that this is a Christmas movie. I have to watch it every Christmas. It's just one of the things I have to do. And my number 1 on the entire list, my must-watch, if it's the only one I get to watch, I have to watch it. It is The Muppet Christmas Carol. That movie brings me so much joy. I love all the different versions of the Christmas Carol, but this one is my favorite one by far, and it's a definite must-watch in our house. Some of my honorable mentions, again, I mentioned a few up front. I would also throw in, Scrooged and Jack Frost and the Polar Express. My 2 most recent ones are definitely Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, and that new Ryan Reynolds movie, Spirited. Those are both great. They didn't quite make the top 5 list, but I love those on the list. And of course, Die Hard. Again, just like Batman Returns, that is a Christmas movie. I don't care what you say. It is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off of Nakatomi Plaza. And hey, I've got receipts. The guy who wrote the thing, Steven D'Souza, he said in a Time magazine article once that his movie that he wrote is most definitely a Christmas movie. If you need links, I'll send those your way. For TV, this was a hard one. There's been a ton of really good Christmas episodes. So mine, let's see, number 5, it's not even an episode, it's the entire Hawkeye series. I loved that series, and I love that it takes place around Christmas. Number 4, that's gonna be for nerds like me who loved the show Chuck. There was the episode, season 2, episode 11, called Chuck vs. Santa Claus. I love that episode so much. Next on my list is gonna be Smallville, an episode called Lexmas, season 5, episode 9. We kind of have a what if, my life took a different turn type of a scenario episode with Lex, and it was amazing. The next one on the list is Schitt's Creek, the episode called Merry Christmas, Johnny Rose. It's season 4, episode 13. It's when he kind of realizes Christmases for his family aren't going to be like they were in the past. It's just such a great episode of a great show. The first one on my list, number 1, is the Doctor Who episode called A Christmas Carol. This is from Series 5, and it's the Christmas special, of course. That is a must-watch every year. There's several great Christmas episodes, but this one might be my favorite one. Now, of course, just like the movies, there's several honorable mentions. There's the How I Met Your Mother, How Lily Stole Christmas. There's Boy Meets World, A Very Topanga Christmas. Scrubs, My Own Personal Jesus. Modern Family, Undeck the Halls. New Girl, the episode called Santa. There's just so many. I could go on and on and on. Some real classic ones that were my favorite that didn't quite make the list but almost did were Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. There's one called Season's Greetings in season 2. And then there's one called The Night Before Mixmas, season 4, episode 11. Man, those were some of my favorite shows as a kid, and I still get a lot of pleasure out of watching those. And then, of course, The Office, the episode called Christmas Party from season 2. Again, it was very hard making the TV episode list, but those almost made into the list. They just wound up being my honorable mentions. Now, I'm a big nerd who loves comic books, and my son recently asked me, are there any books or graphic novels about the origin of Santa Claus? And I said, I have no idea. So I went searching, and I found a book called Klaus, and it is by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora, and it is this really cool 7-issue origin story of Santa Claus. It's kind of a different take with some really cool liberties, but it's amazing. And then I find out there's this whole universe in this world. There's several follow-up books that I have not read yet, but yeah, if you're a nerd like me and love this kind of stuff, you should go read Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. I read the first 7 issues, and it took me no time at all. I was so sucked in. Anyway, that is the list, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas or whatever it is that you celebrate. As we close 2023, I want to thank you all for listening to our show, for coming back each week, making us enjoy this. We do it because it's fun, but we're so happy that you guys come back each week and listen. So we hope you all had a wonderful 2023, had a fantastic holiday season, and we hope that you all have a even more fantastic 2024. Thanks again, guys, for coming back each week and listening. We hope you come back next week. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel. Bye, guys.